what we do, we look at it through the eyes of the residents, how they see it and how they approach it. This is like an image of how a resident would look at a space. We've got something, you know, it's nice and light. Lighting's always really, really good. We've got a nice bath, some, you know, pictures, some nice tiling. So that's their approach. Look at the facility as well. So they want to make sure that they can get the space is usable for the hoist. We may have a ceiling track that we can move away. We may have a space for a shower trolley. So we, as architects, make sure that, you know, the needs of the residents are looked after, and the needs of the care staff are looked after. Make sure that space is usable for both of the users. Quick sketch earlier. These are good between the client and staff. Okay, so staff will have worked in the care home, they will have worked on the same kind of facilities, and they won't know what's on the market. They want new and improved things. So if they can see what's on the market, what new facilities are and how they work, that's when they can engage between the client. As architects, we need to know what space that they need and the kind of adjacencies to make it work. But the actual products themselves, this is kind of an early stage, but it's conversations between the actual operator and the developers. And they, just to see a product. And then what they like to do is if you can see one in person as well. This is right at the beginning, okay, before the design stage, but then similarly, right at the end when you're doing the fit out, and you want to be reminded of what they're actually getting, you know, look, we're opening a brand new care home in 3 weeks' time. Look at what kind of facilities you're going to have inside. So but the time difference between that and that could be quite a few years. A lot of marketing does use the Spa experience. It is, because they don't want that clinical feel. They want a homely feel and a nice image of the Spa experience. Our clients will give us feedback on the type of bath. What we try to do is residential experience. It's not a clinical. You wouldn't go to hospital, so it doesn't want to have that acute healthcare feeling. It wants to have a nice homely feeling. Bath like that, where you've got taps at the bottom and it looks like a conventional bath that a resident would be familiar with. They're the ideal kind of facility that we would have. I mean, this facility I know has a high-low function, a chair to access it and all that. They're all kind of developments and upgrades. And yeah, as we all know, bathing is a very intimate experience, and if you're trying to have something that you're not familiar with, you're not going to have a good experience, where having something that you're familiar with is far, far better. If we make the room bigger and we can get access on 3 or 4 sides, that means that no matter what the residents' requirements are, staff can get to it at all areas, rather than if you just put it up against a wall and that residents needs change, and that then becomes defunct. So it's all to do with the size of the room and space that you have. This looks like a traditional bath. I think somebody would be very relaxed using that facility. I'm an architect. I look at drawings, I read drawings every day, it's my job. Our clients are not architects. They can't read the drawings the same way that I can. It's not their job to read drawings. So having 3D images, having that image there compared to that image there, I'm a trained architect. I know what the similarity is. But if an untrained person would not know that could be the same as that. And we can talk about then, you've got the ceiling hoist system. Do we need a ceiling hoist system? Do you want to have natural light? Do you want to have artificial light? Do you want to have access on 3 sides? What's the adjacencies? How do you want to be able to come into the room? Do you need a separate showering area? Do you need a track system? These are great, so our clients can understand these, and we can have the discussions about what their care requirements are, so that we can then design the correct room for their needs. So these, like I say, do you want the bath as an island? Do you want it in the corner? Do you want it? Do you want it on the side? What is the best user experience? There's 2 things. One is it's the resident's view. It looks like a nice place to bathe. Also, from an operator's point of view, we've got a nice shower area here, having an adjacency of a shower and a bathroom together, because there's some situations where you will need to have both together, so you can see instantly, I've got a shower, I've got a bath, I've got space to dry and manoeuvre and get out. So from an operator's point of view, a clinical point of view, and a resident's point of view, that actually tells a lot of stories. And then you can talk about, we've got a window, do you want a window, do you want kind of like if where is the head? What's the head looking at? So at this point here, the head's going to be at this side, part of the bath. So do they want to look at a plant? Do they want to look at? We could do something. Put some shelving up there. Put something even more interesting. It's kind of what is the experience of it? Some people don't want to look at that point. They want to look because they feel vulnerable at people coming behind you. Yeah. So they want it'd be a good idea to flip the bath around that way.